welcome to That Part.
Hey y'all, what's going on?
I'm Brittany and this is
Crystal.
And we are going to be your host of this new podcast that we came up with on a whim.
On the fly.
But it's going to be good. It's just good, honest conversation between two friends. I think we've just always had conversations where we're like, this should be a podcast.
Yes. We have a lot of girl talks about a lot of good topics, y'all. And we like to dig deep. So, you're going to be in for some good conversation. And like relatable. Like real deal relatable, y'all.
Very. And as you can see, we have our mimosas to just get us unwound, ready to talk. It's my first podcast. You may be more of a pro to this, so.
I did like 2 episodes.
Yeah. Y'all bear with me.
But, I mean, it takes some getting used to.
For sure. Especially like having a mic in your face, but we're going to make it work.
So today we are going to do our introductions. I'm Crystal. I am a mom, a wife, a friend, daughter. I have 4 beautiful daughters. My kids are like 19, girl 14, 10, and 1.
That part.
I started over. I have a very handsome husband named Tyler. We have been married 2 years, so we're still some newbies to the game.
Where you from?
I am originally from Alabama, y'all. I'm a country girl, a little small town in Anniston, Alabama. But now I live here in Georgia. But one thing about me is, like, I don't mind moving. And I had got a job here off a whim, and I had like 30 days to move. And I came down to Georgia because I wanted to be like, not far from Alabama, but not really in Alabama, but not far from South Carolina, and Georgia was just perfect. And at the time, I wanted to be outside in Atlanta.
That part.
Now, I can't stand going down there.
We avoid Atlanta at all costs.
Yes,
it
yes,
is
so-
very ghetto.
That's just a little bit about me. What about you?
So I am Brittany Gibbs. I am 31 years old. I am originally from Miami, Florida, but I have been in Georgia since I was 10. So some people say I need to stop claiming Miami and just be Georgia Peach, but it's whatever. My
Georgia
roots are in Miami. Let's see. Why is it so hard to always talk about yourself?
It is.
I've been married for going on 7 or 8 years. Don't make me do math right now. I have 2 beautiful children, a daughter and a son. My daughter is 5 years old, and my son is 10 months. So we are both in that bucket of infancy / toddler age, which has been just interesting. I don't have older kids, but even having a 5-year-old, like the gap, you can just see in maturity. I also work in corporate, but I am in digital, e-commerce, merchandising, all the fun things, and I've been doing that for about 6 years. Atlanta is very good in the corporate culture. We got a lot of big companies here, so
Yes,
I have hop around from a few, but I feel like I found my home where I am now. Been there for about 3 years, and I am in management there. Let's see, what else can I talk about?
It is very hard to talk about yourself.
It is.
Like, I feel like I need notes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Why do we get uncomfortable? Like, just
I don't know. It's like spot on.
very much all attention on you. But yeah, that's the gist of me. Of course, through conversation, y'all get to learn more about us, how we are.
Yes,
I'm an
yes.
Aries, if that helps.
I'm a Libra girl. My birthday
Birthday coming up.
is like in a few days. I will be 37.
Okay.
I feel like very much getting closer to 40. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like
A little nerve-wracking.
getting like close. I'm closer to 40 than I am 30 now. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. But I feel like I look amazing.
You do.
Black don't crack. Thank
all.
you. And I'm just trying to keep taking care of myself so that this lasts a pretty long time.
Got to. I
but
can
I'm
definitely
excited.
say, like, I think back when I was a kid and, like, people would say they were 40, I feel like they look much older than, like, what our age group is going to look like at 40. I don't know if the black is just really just doing its thing, or are we just, as a people, taking better care of ourselves, skincare, sunscreen? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like the same thing. But I also know that my 14-year-old like to test me.
Ooh.
And so I'm, like, not 40 yet, but she like to test me, y'all. So
So you be
it can
40.
be like something like, I can be like, girl, why you ain't got no belt on, mama? Belts are in the 90s. You don't wear belts now. I be like, girl, I wear my belt.
I have to argue this though, because I've been on TikTok and I've noticed that like the new style is to wear, and I've seen you do it, Chris, so you wear the tennis shoes like with
Yes.
the socks up to
Yes,
here.
yes,
and that
yes.
was a very much 90s thing.
Yes.
And it's coming back.
And I try to tell her that all this stuff is
It come
coming
back.
back. My
It
mom
always
used to tell
will.
me that. Like, we used to wear this stuff in the 80s. It comes back.
Ain't nothing new.
I mean, it's cute to me.
Yeah, I like it. The whole like New Balance with the chunky socks.
Yes.
I like it. I'm gonna
Yes.
try and be updating my wardrobe here soon to kind of incorporate it. I'm very much looking forward to winter.
Oh, okay. So I don't like cold weather.
Okay.
I like cool but not cold. Like, I just don't
You
like
want fall.
bundling up. Yeah, I can
You
do
like
fall.
fall.
I don't like bundling up, getting up, putting on heavy jackets and scarves and
Mm-hmm.
coats and like. I just don't like. I feel like I just don't like layering up.
I think I enjoy the fashion of like
Yeah,
fall and winter
okay.
more because you could just do more. You could layer. You're always cute. You pull out like the coats
Thank
with
you.
the coat. Like I look forward to that type of year because I feel like in the summer it's only so much
Uh-huh.
you can do because the goal is to stay cool.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
in the
yeah.
winter you just have room to really be creative in your style.
You do, and I will go for a good coat now, like a good colorful
Mm-hmm.
jacket or just something like standout print. Now that
Yeah.
makes me kind of ready for it in the sense of that.
Yeah.
But
I've already been on Shein.
I just had a huge Fashion Nova package come
Yeah.
yesterday. Actually, this came in it.
Okay.
Look comfortable.
It's
I
cute.
love the sets on
Let me-
Fashion Nova.
Don't a good set hates to see me coming.
Listen, I love a good set. Together, I gotta find a shirt or pants to match. Let me get a good comfortable set, and you got me.
I think I got this outfit in like 4 different colors / versions. So like this one, of course, short sleeve. Then I have a long sleeve version. Then I got like a green, a black. This is like my work uniform because I don't have to think about it at
Yep.
5:30 in the morning. I just throw it on, I go, and I look just put together.
Yes, and I will say, hold on, pause. Fashion
Yes.
Nova and Shein, get at us now, cause
That part.
we wearing it
We are
and we
taking
promoting
all,
it, obviously.
all sponsorship opportunities this year.
Yes, we will.
So let's see. How did we meet?
Oh,
We've known each other for exactly, it'll be like a little, coming up on 5 years?
yes. It feels like longer than that.
It does.
But I also would say 5 years has flown by.
Very much so. And
But
I
yeah.
feel like COVID had a huge part in that.
Yes. It's funny though, y'all, because the story of how we met is really funny.
It is. Because I was being very antisocial,
And
y'all.
listen, she didn't want to talk to me. She was
Not
like,
in a
I'm
mean
not,
way.
she was like, I'm not coming down there to meet her. Like, but no.
I was tired of meeting people. I was like, you know what? I'm at a point in my life where I have all my friends. I don't need to make no new. I was like, no new friends, basically, is what like my motto was at that time. And so like Crystal had came over, and so backstory, our husbands are best friends.
Yes, they
So
are.
I knew her husband before she knew him, and so he brought over one day to introduce her. It was late at night. I was actually hosting other friends that were in town, so I had a long day. I had been hosting, cleaning, doing all the things. I also was in the middle of a huge kitchen remodel.
Yeah,
we had all these
sure.
people come to it made no
sure.
sense. We were in the middle of a kitchen remodel, but we're throwing like big parties and hosting people. So it was just a lot going on. And so Crystal comes over, and everyone's like, "Come to the basement, Brady. Like, come meet Crystal." And I was like, "I'm good. I'm trying to clean up and go to bed."
Yes.
And so that's what I started doing, cleaning up. And then luckily, my friend that I was hosting from Ohio, she had woke up from her nap and was like, "Oh, let's go downstairs and hang." And so I finally came downstairs,
Yes.
and I spoke, and I was polite.
Yes. So from my point of view, Tyler came to me. It was like late though. It was like 9, 10, and he was like, "You want to go to my friend, house?" I was like, "Eh." And listen, I was even like, "I don't want to go over your friend's house because they know everybody before me, and we ain't even like locked in like this. So
Right.
like, I ain't really, but I'm gonna go." So I was like, "Sure." So I went, and then we were downstairs in the basement. And y'all were renovating because y'all didn't have no cabinets on at
Yep.
the time. And I was like,
I was
this
so
is
embarrassed.
okay. This is, but the house was clean, y'all. Clean, smelled good. Okay. So we were down in the basement and they were playing a game and just talking. And then come to find out, I was talking to Brittany's husband Jesse, and come to find out we knew people from like Aniston and here. And it was just like small world. And so once we realized that, I was like, oh dang, like we know some of the same people. So then he was like, Brittany, come downstairs. He was trying to get Brittany to come downstairs. Brittany was like, I was just like, it's okay, like it's okay. And then she finally come down there after her friend came, and then we met and talked, and here we are.
Yeah, from there it was just a very natural progression. Y'all relationship got serious. Of course, we did like a lot of double dates. It was COVID, so like during COVID, you quickly established who your friend circle was because you didn't hang out with everybody. Like you had your set of friends that you trusted, wasn't gonna be out in the streets, coming home, making your family sick. And so we kind of had our circle of friends that we hung out with, got close to them. I was trying to think, and then we took like a trip to
Tennessee,
Chattanooga.
That was so much fun.
And it seems so far away. Like I still see the pictures like in my memories, and I'm like, the kids were tiny. London was tiny. Cass was tiny. Skylar was itty bitty. And I'm like, wow, that was 4 or 5 years ago.
That was a fun trip.
It was.
And so we spent a lot of time together, and then y'all had single day gives at y'all's house, and just a lot of different things y'all had going on. We would come over there. We would go out to eat, and just like we just started spending time together and getting to know each other more and more, and it was just very natural. And what I liked about you was that you were a corporate girly, so you understood the corporate world. I was like, she about a business, okay, cool. You was a mom and a wife, so I was like, okay, I wasn't a wife yet, but I was a mom, so I was like, she gets that, you get it, you know what I mean? And then the vibes was just cool, like it was just cool. It was no tension or animosity or like undermining type of comment, nothing. It was just cool. So I was like, okay. And I'm a person that I can like kind of pick up on vibes quickly. I feel like, and so I was like, this is cool. This will be good.
Same here. I can say again, because I knew her husband before she knew her husband, I had met so many people, and I can just tell you, like, through the people, it was some people would try so hard.
They wasn't the one.
They would try so hard. And then secondly, I have a fault. I'm nice to everybody. So everybody can sometimes immediately bucket me as a friend instead of being like, oh, that's just so-and-so's XYZ. This is a colleague. This is an associate. And so I've been told I became friends with everybody. So I was like, well, let me show y'all. I ain't gonna become friends this time. And then we became like best friends.
Yes.
But I've just always been like, I'm very open, honest with people. I'm not impressed by anything. You ain't gotta impress me. I think I've met people in the past that want to impress me. So whereas like you, I guess, like the fact that I was a corporate girly, I think other people, I don't know, took something from that. Like they needed to prove themselves more for some reason, rather than us just being collaborative and be like, hey, like, let's share networks, put me on to new ones that are coming up, give me advice. Like,
yes. And that's, for me, I was just like, this is me in general. If I have friends or like colleagues or whatever it is, I'm surrounded myself by people, I want to learn something from them. Like I want them to make me say, oh, I need to get about my business. Oh, I want to elevate in some type of way. And I feel like if you don't have those type of friends or people around you, what are you doing?
If your friends aren't making you better, they're probably not good friends.
Yes. And so when I realized, and then I was like, oh, and then I realized how old you were, I was like, damn. And it's just two different backgrounds because I feel like I started late in the game.
And I think even like that right there could be a podcast in itself. Like just talking about like our backgrounds, like family structure, the homes we came up in. I think it shows the differences, but it also shows like we both came up to this same place in life, different routes, and it's totally possible. Like your situation, it doesn't matter what it is, good, bad, in between.
Yes,
the world is yours.
It is. It really is. You can. I mean, you really got to just do your part and put in the work and, like, don't let anybody distract you from the goal that you have and, like, deter you or try to get you off path. It's really, really possible. And I feel like that can be a podcast, too, because I feel like it's so many people who were, like, teen moms like me and just felt like it was the end of the world.
Yeah.
No, boo-boo. So it's just, like, a bunch of different things, y'all, that we can really, really share with y'all.
We could. We kind of brainstormed on a whim this podcast, and I think based on the conversations we've had, our friendship, we just kind of identified, I guess, the pillars of the different things we typically talk about. So marriage, motherhood, finances, work, corporate America.
Yes.
That's going to be the vibes.
Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people are going to be happy to hear us talk about relatable stuff, because what I like to hear about when I'm listening to podcasts or people talk is relatable content. Like, come down here. You might be up here, but like, for example, Sarah Jakes. Love Sarah.
Love her.
And I didn't realize that Sarah was a teen mom. And when I realized that, it made me like, I was intrigued.
Yep.
And I was like, she was just a normal teenage girl who, you know, went through some stuff herself, even though she's, you know, who she is. But she's very relatable. Her story is very relatable. And so that's very, very, very important to me.
Yeah. And
doing this.
to that point, we went to Woman Evolve last year. It was amazing.
It was.
We're going back this year. That's in what, 2 weeks?
Yes, 2 weeks. Highly recommend.
Weeks.
It's
Going
a
back
different.
to Texas.
Yes.
Excited.
Highly recommend going if you have not been. If you can afford it, plan early, because as soon as we left the one last year, tickets were on sale and we bought our tickets
Same day.
like immediately.
Yep.
And then booked hotels a year from now, and then, you know, we started looking at flights later. But if you can, highly recommend.
I promise you will come back better than you left.
Yes.
You can always go just expecting that. And
Yes.
last year was, what was the theme? Form? Getting
Yes.
formation or
Yes.
getting form. It was something to that effect. And this year, surrender.
Yes.
I am
Surrender.
excited. I feel like there's so many ways you could go and surrender, and I'm sure Sarah is gonna cover every single
Every
way you
single
could
one.
surrender. You know, surrendering in marriage, surrendering in your work life, your home life balance, surrendering in the way you raise your kids, and just knowing like everything's out of control. I'm excited. I know she's gonna touch.
Yes,
all the
she is.
things.
She is, and I feel like I feel like I've had to surrender a lot of things this year. So
Yep. We all
right
have.
on time.
We all have.
And I like Dallas. We were in Fort Worth, right?
Fort Worth, yeah.
But this time we're gonna really get to explore more of Dallas. But just being there, I was like, okay, this is just.
It's a vibe.
It was vibe. It was nice.
This time we are going to do our TikTok research, because who travels without getting on TikTok with those last 2 words at the end of everything to see what we're going to do? Like, it is of the utmost importance
Yes.
to plan your trip, know like what spots you want to hit up, where the good food is. Me and Crystal travel a lot together, and I think we always make sure we check TikTok
We
for
do.
recommendations.
We do. Because the last place we went was what, Miami?
Was it? Yeah.
Miami. Okay, so
Our
we're
last
due,
trip was Miami.
and then we're coming up to do Woman Evolve, and then we'll be due for another one, y'all.
We will. Arizona has been on the list.
highly.
So, y'all send your
high up on the list.
recommendations.
If y'all been to Arizona, send us some recommendations. Send us the go-to spots, the food places, the spa, the bar, the lounge, the cutesy,
That part.
places like that. We want to check those out. Plan us a trip.
Yep. Well, is it that time?
I think it is.
I think we've given y'all the like highlights of who we are, what we plan to talk about in
Yep.
some form or fashion on the podcast. And so we look forward to next week's episode where we'll just get into some more juicy topics.
Yes, we will.
And so we hope y'all come back to see us on that part.
Yes, please come back. Like, share, subscribe, comment, leave us questions, let us know what you want to talk about, and you can follow us on social media.
What is your handle?
My handle is __Queen K on TikTok and Instagram.
And I am at Duh is Brittany, because Duh is Brittany. And then we have a page, and I cannot remember the handle right now.
We do have a page.
It'll be tagged
It's
down below.
growing page. So
Somewhere.
make sure you follow the page for all the latest.
Bye, y'all.